Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Eve for the Medical Advocacy Program. I wanted to just go ahead and hop on here and provide some information about some of the programs that Eve is. Before I do get started, though, I do want to provide just a trigger. The things that I'm going to be talking about in this live recording are going to be related to sexual assault, so I just wanted to let everybody know that. Like I said, my name is and jump right into everything. So the Medical Advocacy Program, it provides advocacy at Sparrow Hospital to survivors of sexual assault that are in need of a SANE kit. And SANE stands for Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner. These kits were formerly called rape kits, but we are referring to them as SANE kits now. SANE kits are aimed to collect forensic evidence post-assault for survivors. Eve works directly with the hospital to provide support for survivors and inform them of their rights and options during their hospital visit. We also stay with the survivor throughout that length of time to let them just be able to be supported by somebody. That is why it's so vital to be able to support those survivors because that process can be super lengthy and it can also be very triggering to those survivors. So we like to be able to be there so that those survivors do not have to face that alone. In addition to the medical advocacy role that we play there at the hospital, we also do have some longer term services, and the medical advocate does refer to those services. We have those at Eve. We have counseling, we have support groups, we do have a shelter if needed. We also do refer to community partners, as well as we have our own advocates that can help with personal protection orders. We have a staff attorney who can help with legal guidance. So that medical advocate is really the first point of contact to be able to refer out to either Eve or other community partners when a survivor has been assaulted. And we do have an amazing opportunity to be able to work with Sparrow, especially in this time during the COVID-19 pandemic, but all of the time. They are working tirelessly to make sure that all survivors are supported just as much as we are. And we are still responding to the hospital any time of day or night to be able to support survivors and provide that advocacy to them. If this is something that you are affected by, if you are someone who has been assaulted or you do know someone who's been assaulted who you think needs to go to the hospital, the best way to get in contact with us would be to contact our crisis line. And that number is 517-372-5572. Or we also do have an online chat feature, and that feature is something that we can get you connected with a medical advocate after talking to one of our crisis line staff. And the website link for that is www.eveinc.org/24hours or 24-hour-hotline. So if you need to get in touch with anybody, please utilize those services. We are here for you in this time. I do also want to mention briefly that Sparrow is currently working on expanding their services for survivors. We'll be able to touch on this more later on throughout the year, but we are working with them closely, and we will provide the community an update on that. With this expansion, though, I do want to say that Sparrow and Eve are able to work with CARE and House of Promise. And we're really excited for the opportunity. We're really excited to be able to continue to grow the program there at Sparrow. If you aren't aware of who CARE is in the community, they stand for Capital Area Response Effort, and they are a domestic violence service provider in the capital area. And House of Promise is a shelter and a support service provider for survivors of human trafficking. And of course, we also hope to be able to work with as many amazing organizations in the community as we can in an effort to bridge the gap for survivors of abuse and assault. I want to say just like a huge thank you to the staff of Sparrow that have worked so hard to continue to provide these services in this time. It's so important that we are there for that survivor no matter what is going on in the world, and it's amazing that we are able to still respond to the hospital to provide the advocacy piece of that and be able to be a part of the team effort there with the nurse. I also want to thank all of the Eve staff and the community partners that are still working out there during the current situation. Doesn't go unnoticed. We definitely appreciate it. And survivors do need the support right now. So I just want to say thank you to everybody, and just let you know that we are here for you if you do need anything. Please feel free to reach out to me or reach out to any other partner or community member or employee of Eve. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great night.